Chris for joining us this morning for this press conference. Let me especially thank Mobile City Council President Reggie Copeland, as well as the County Commission President Mike Dean, Commissioner Mysterio Ludgood, the Mobile Visitors Bureau and Convention Bureau Chair Mike Lee, Downtown Business Alliance Chairman Cooper Thurber, Lounge Pipe and Cook Managing Partner Caroline McCarthy, local realtor Randy Dale Sampson spent a lot of time on this issue. Chairman of the Maritime Museum Board of Directors, E.B. Peoples, Bob Chaffel, Senior Vice President of the Mobile Area Chamber of Commerce, and Jimmy Lyons, Director and CEO of the Alabama Port Authority. As you know, for really over 6 years now, we have been dealing with the issue of the congestion in the Wallace Tunnel, which also causes congestion in our city. We here in this building get a chance to see that firsthand every afternoon, in fact yesterday afternoon. And when traffic congests on Interstate 10, then they try an alternate, which is Government Street, to get through the Bankhead Tunnel. And we wound up with a complete congestion of the city, both on Government Street as well as Interstate 10 and the cross streets. That situation is worsening. As a result of that, we have decided that it is time for us to make some decisions and move forward on a solution to this problem. This is something that could threaten the commerce of our city, the development of our downtown area, and actually the future of our city as a whole. As a result of that, we've asked our engineering department to look at all of the alternates that are on the table now by ALDOT. And those alternates are alternate A, alternate AB, and alternate B. The map here depicts those alternates. There's another map that you see that's on the screen here. And alternate AB is the alternate that has been recommended by our engineering department that we agree with has the least disruption of any amenities that we have on the waterfront for the city, or they have the least effect on industry in the community as we looked at it. And we've looked at the total picture, not just looking at what was important for the city, what's important for the entire community. In our 10-year plan, this is one of the areas that was addressed on the congestion that could hamper the development of downtown. As a result of that, we looked at these alternates, and that is the most consistent alternate with our 10-year plan. At some point, we have to make a decision. There are no perfect alternates. We don't think there's a perfect alternate at all. But if we've got to have this bridge to relieve congestion, then we think it's important for us to pick the one that's the least disruptive to our community as a whole. And that is what we are doing here today. We will be communicating with the Department of Transportation that alternate AB would be the alternate that would be the preferred alternate from our position based on its ability not to disrupt commerce in our city as well as disrupt our city as a whole. Many of the people here who are standing with me have been involved in this issue, who are directly involved, and in many cases directly impacted by what takes place here. And they are all of the opinion that we need to get this process moving. This is a lengthy process. We've been through it 6 years. We could possibly have 5 to 6 years construction time. And that's best case scenario. If we are not moving forward within the next year, we could wind up 15 years before we actually have a bridge from the time we start studying the bridge. Our community can least afford that. We are a growing community, we are a progressive community, and we cannot progress with the congestion that we see developing, and we think that will worsen. The container terminal that's just open, we see a real problem if we can't move this congestion on the interstate highway system, because we think it will have an adverse effect on the container port as well as all of our industries that have to cross the water. And we think that it's incumbent upon us to make a decision at this point. So from our position, we are recommending alternate AB, and we're recommending that the process continues. Let's get on with the public hearings. Let's get on with whatever the next step in this process is, and get on with meeting with the other entities that's involved to make sure we can get their input and move forward with this process.